I was complaining about Catherine's handwriting in the last episode. My handwriting freaking sucks. This is literally what I have written down. It was okay. So the red I thought was yellow because my handwriting sucks. The orange is supposed to be here because that's what I have written down. My handwriting sucks. Hello everyone and welcome back to Riven, the sequel to Myst, where I have it literally written down here, B1 on my page. I literally have B1 written down. Finally! The stupidest thing is that I had that written correctly. Whole thing was written correctly. Everything about that was written correctly. I just can't read my own stupid handwriting. My God. Okay. We're done. We're finally able to move on. So, now we basically just have to get to one of those stupid orbs again. And unfortunately, there's no way to lower this from this side, which seems like a, oversight in, design, but what can you do? So honestly, the easiest way to get to a dome is probably just to go around this way. And we can finally lower that. There we go. But yeah, now we can go to one of the fire marbles, which is right over here. If you remember. See if I can read my handwriting this time. God dang it. I literally had it right this entire time, and I just could not freaking read my own handwriting. That one I could read just fine, apparently. God, friggin', I'm so upset because it was literally written down right. Like, literally everything about that was written down correctly. I just freaking read it wrong. Okay, the 23rd age. And here we see it, the 23rd age. And at the top of this mountain, Gans Observatory. His main base. Actually, there is another ending that I remembered, but I probably won't be showing it off. Just because I don't want it, because we would have to sit through those ending credits again. Actually, I know a way to skip them. It's kind of cheating, but it is skippable. So I might show it off, just because I actually know how to do that. Now that I think about it. So here we are. We're in Gan's library, or Gan's place. So the 5th Age book. But there's nothing there. Because these, even though we powered on the fire marbles out there, this room is not powered. As such, none of these linking books work because they have no power. But each one of these will allow us free access to any island that we want to go to, including Prison Island, as soon as we can figure out how to power them on. I wonder if hitting this button over here, where'd it go? might power it on. Let's see. Well, it didn't power it on, but I'm guessing it was a doorbell. Because he came running. There he is.
I apologize for the cage. I'm afraid this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was. Yes. I even tried to kill him once. God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed. To be sure, the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one.
Spoken his pipe.
I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer. Atris's choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the 5th age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in, well, I'm afraid I've had some trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. It seemed inevitable under the circumstances. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
I can tell she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. I must admit, though, that my concerns were not entirely for her safety alone. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her. though I'm sure Atreus desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may. Thank you.
I have no problems giving him the trap book. And now he's looking it over. I love that linking books. Like, it's just that first page with the image, you know? And the rest of it is written code, basically. So you can flip through all the pages and everything. It's really cool. Just like a regular book. Touch it! Touch it! Touch it!
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first. You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Until then, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, cruel though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age.
So obviously you can jump in right away.
There is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atreus and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it. The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book. The switch will reset itself once you link from here.
So again, obviously you can go ahead and choose to jump right into the book, which of course then will yield you the capture again. This is the weird part about this place. Like, okay, so this is a round circle, right? So you would assume 1, 2. This is the same one, 3. This is the same one, 4. And then that's the same one, but then that's the same one as this. But it's actually not. Even though you're looking at the 4 sides, and there's one book in each corner, despite that, if you go through here, go through this method here, you can see all 5 books are here. It's slightly confusing. You can see over here is the power thing. Here is the structure there where his pipe was. Here's the door. There's still the door, so there's that. You rotate this way, and there's just this random space in between here that doesn't exist. You know? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So door. And then if I go this way, now we have the switch there. So we're obviously looking here. And then we have this here. And we go over and we've got that where is this 5th book at? You know? Like, how is this... How does this work? You know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like... It's so weird. I don't understand how it works. There's only 4 screens. There's 5 books, and yet, like, nothing repeats here. You know, everything is corners with everything else. It's confusing. I don't understand how this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5? Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. I guess maybe I've just always miscounted, because there are 5. There are 5 screens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope nobody's got motion sickness, because, whoo boy, probably just made you sick going around and around and around like that. So here we go, the 5th island. So according to Catherine's book, this island just sailed away from the entire rest of the main island of Riven. And so you can't even see this island no matter where you look. Sorry. So here's where the great tree once stood. You can see that's a great big tree, but then on top of it now there's a building. But if I look around, I can see nothing. Just water in every direction. You cannot see this island from anywhere, and you can't see any of the other islands from this island, because the island sailed so far away. None of the islands are even off on the horizon at this point, you know?
You made it. But how'd you get past Gen? He must really believe I've gone mad. I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. He's hoping you'll lead him back to Dunny. You can't let Gen... Atris sent you to save me. But if Gen gets back to Dunny, he'll kill him. I think I know how to signal Atris, but it's going to take both of us. You'll have to trap Gen before you can get the combination. Be careful. Go then. If you won't help me, then I have nothing more to say.
I like that she does that little, like, yep, you know, faking out the cameras kind of thing there. So it's like, yeah, now I know that Gen or one of his guys is probably watching, so I better make sure that I talk very quietly there at the end, and that I better make sure to be like, yeah, nope, you're not gonna help me, fine. As if I refused, you know? That way Gen and his people have no way of knowing whether or not I agreed to help her or not. So, Ow, ow, ow. My hair is tugging. So, I mean, this is really all there is on this island. If I were to stop this, we would see that it has the eye that's like straight up and down but slightly open. But we don't... Obviously, we've already solved that, so we don't need to worry about it. So... Alright. Let's see if I can read my combination again. Since obviously I've been unable to read my handwriting before, but I have this last couple times. 7. There it is. 1, 2, 7, 9, and 15. I'm really surprised that it's all really low numbers. You know? So, like it could have gone all the way up to 25, but it didn't. And link off to the 233rd age. I'm going to do a quick save here. Because there is one method of dying here. And I'll show it to you before I end this episode off. Because once I capture again, like that's it. Like game's over basically. You just have to finish up the game.
I'm relieved you've returned.
So
I thought
I'll do that
perhaps
next
you
episode.
decided against it. Here, I shall follow you directly. Please.
So again, you can refuse.
You're free to go.
And he's annoyed.
But I think you should not come back unless you're willing to use the book.
So there he tells you, you know, if you come back and you refuse again, you're dead basically. So I think I might have to link out before I can call him again. Yeah, I do. So let's link out. And then link back in. And call him again. And then die. Because this is the final time. If you refuse 3 times, that's it.
All right then, once more.
He is annoyed.
The only path open to you now is through this book. Take it.
He's like, yeah, nope. Hey!
You see, I have changed. There was a time when I might have let you live. I made that mistake with Atris once. It's a pity you decided not to give me a second chance. Well, this is time.
Dead. And that's it. We died again. Alright, well, I'm going to end this episode off here. In the next episode, we will finally reach the end of this game, and we will finish it off. So I do hope you've enjoyed. If you have, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below for a link to the playlist so that you can get caught up on any episodes you might have missed. And I'll see you all next time. See you later.